Yo abusia and the episode no ye nuaba Ellen Sherry 4138 ono na ye sa episode we e de ama no na the question na che questions mo bebre wo ho se minya time meyi ni nyina ano ono ne questions ni fi episode ye the age of reasoning analyzing religion against the law of man ye sa episode no enche bia mpacho wo a wanhwe no just google it, the age of reasoning analyzing religion against the law of man. Ewo ye platform yi eswa ubetime google na wa hwe e na ye nuaba Ellen Sherry 4138 obisa question bi na na ehia no saa mo obisa question no 2 times wa bisa question na mi yi anu bia no matrotro bebre ye mre no e na eni wontimi nya elande pe na ma fa few things na kpakpakpakpa na maye na ye nyina ye hu so nti ene de Ellen na ekọ ede ama no na ne question no eye den ni a ote ye wo saa episode no mu no question na obisa ye nie na no na me ba be yi ano because na e relate with so many questions na wo saa platform no so enti mama me reading the question no na wo screen so no or see hearing these things really sadden my heart and makes me wonder if there is any hope. Ellen Ebisao, like how did we get here? That was a hard question. And like you always say, ma'am, the way people defend these gods baffles my mind. Thank you, Mama G. We'll get there. This is our sister, Ellen Sherry 4138. Utumusa na nasem na aye arehu yie. Na miankasa so atoma kuma so asemba akokro kan ye toma kuma so say how did we get here na afi atoma kuma so ntimi be yi the question na no matu the din say is there hope of redemption because of asem na ye nuaba no ebisa ye nti be start if how did we get here the question no obisa ye no na ye bisa say is there hope for us na ye yi eno so ano me man krankra bi akwaba e de ba Maame Grace's take again. Question no na e wo screen so no me de kire wo no. Abusia, I decided to answer this question because the viewer meant it so much that he had to ask twice. Ochoro no mienu because na ehia na me akasa so na etwetwe makoma because so obia wo Africa ho doa me nkase me nko but metumi akase me de me wa Africa ho do pa adentie because metu kwan akokoro bebrebe so me hu ba bia me nya nkoye na ba bia mekobia no me hu se Africa ene ye wiase Africa na e ba bia nipa eye den etena ewom so me African de na nso so se ye bedu nokure pa se nyesu bambone any indiscipline count to me fa kro biara e fa to Africa ho. It is important because it shows that even though young people are seeing the problem and are working to it, the solution is not viable to them because omweni tua pa se adwuma wo krom ha ye nya bi nye omweni tua pa se ahokwo bebi adwuma eyeyie ye de yeye bibia enyeye omweni tua se adwuma ya mene nkrofo ye omu sisi ye ni tua se ka pipe ya pai ekwan so atutu ye ni tua ye problem ni nyina nkrofo etwi ye ni amako ye ni tua ni nyina na nso so ayete se ye hu bibi biara intimi nye ye. Everyone is saying religion is a problem. But everywhere we turn to is also cancerous. Inti no religion high where ye say baby I better ni ahwe bia so e ho apro. Inti say ye be ye ne den. We can't seem to foresee the solution soon or now. Ye hu ade ye namu no nipa nankasa su any religion dia ye ka se ye chiri bonne nenso bonne ne ye just niama ye ka ni nyina ye nya ye hu se ye daada ye ho nso ye nim ye be ye the whole thing na koyete se nkwase apo sebe a chinchima be bare yen na ye se ye sane ne banyansafo nanso we de banyansafo korate ho a na ni sane no ayeden. I'm really talking about everything that is wrong with this world. Eniama asai na hayen no edoso ede ne be ye wo ho titiri ni Africa for yenu abayi kwesi obi say na emu odin ye nanso ye be yi ano ye ntumi so eyi ano a ye de ye sa hye ye motu amu na ye nunu ye ho asere ye be yi ano se de yete na ye confront so ya confront ne se de yete because ade bia ni wiase agi nipa nkwa e chen nokore Said the idea ni tene kanisa, hunisa, na shanisa, na ye hu bibi. Enye saa de a, obedada wo ho, wo sere, enso na wusu ewo dem. I'm talking about politics, religion, education, spirituality, colonialism, oppression, deception, consumerism, and the rest. Just bibia dia ye dio. Ni aye sumo, ni aye si ye di bu omanyo, ni aye si ye suo, sum just bibiara a problem. Ye nitua, ye hu ni aye nye. We are no longer in the dark. Obi ani wonu mo beti nyaka se we are problems no. Ohun ni ekoso. Ana Ghana problems ohun ni ekoso. Obi ntimi ntwa sa antro kese no. Obi ani tua problem no. Nanso ye nim ye hu ni aye nye mpo. Aite sa aboye so, ahye ye so, mene ye wuwom, ye ntumi nje ye ho. In the 90s, almost all of Ghana was heavily influenced by religion. But today there seems to be some sane awakening. We are no longer blind. A lot has changed. You can see. First na ya breast na who also from boka sound bi, like I said, awakening not hitting every angle. The political system na hitting womobi ensuro bia, medical system, people are trying what will save them, whether food and drugs what are endorsing or not. People are trying. Just say awakening is hitting left, right, center. A lot is changing and a lot is going on. But we seem to be asking some questions that have gotten theological institutions scratching their heads. Now their preaching has changed. Truth is now staring at their faces. Or say yourself, their preaching has changed. It's only intelligent. BBS. We have seen the machinations and manifestations. The hard work is never in vain, though it's difficult. Sometimes, na me am I proud of myself. No me ni agi ewo makumem. Se kasa ni nyina anye kwa. Bibi kesiye pa esi. For global issues, we see how Western countries are taking advantage of us and how they continue to use cheap excuses of giving us loans and aid to rob us of our resources and throw us into abject poverty. Asiyedo, ohuhu na okikao. Sesi obi owa brochire bia nyaaya anko wabefie. First na ntisa owukura ofo se ho ye better. Sesi no obi owa brochire bia nyaaya anko wabefie. Sesi no obi e be ma obi bibi a onim pefe se nkrofo so omso omo bebo ye besin a enye kom beji bibi ba ahohyeso ye benya se ye enje ne ye kogye de any problem no ekuro we ya yetim yesi HIV for sebio omundro ni ade mpo yesi other organizations na e fund adenti ni ye condition etisa yenim we nyina say ye kogye loan na we beba yenim say omo be yesi nyaman abaji say robbing Peter to pay Paul as if so omo doye omo be yesi nyaman no omo wa adwin bi wo mutrim. We know, but how to remove that ant in the pant in public is a big problem for Africans, especially Ghanaians. Ye need to yasebio kafra krama ebini nanso ye say ye kohua ahwe because ye nim ni ayenye ye kasi ye nim se wo srade mpo a ye nim guase a ne ye boa ye nim nso da bia ye chi pelo adentia because obi a wo de ka wo nde hu o se wo de ka nipa ne control obi no matter how strong a wo ye wo de obi ka no so mu ana hu nyina adu because wo de ka. For religion, we can clearly see through their religious propaganda and fake gods. Last Sunday, you say, ya me no kind of spiritual hour. So what ye? Into God the ben purporting in almost God no almost ye, and almost endorse ye slavery. So what ye? The lies of everlasting love by foreign gods who care less about us. It's sad. Where to put to use. We have detected and glaringly seen how Westerners use their ancestors as gods for us to worship. But our own ancestors, they are demons. But we love worshiping their ancestors. We know John. That Sunday, no. What's your spiritual hour? How were you feeling deep down in your heart? Why we call ours demons, abosomsomfo. It is no longer hidden in mystery. Obi eni obeka say, omu nim say saint ne your ancestors. Enya de ahinte biom. But me nim adekunti ebinum kita saa asem we mu etwe omu beku omu nyonko bibini e wo saa asem we hu. No kure no e wo baabia enye mystery biom. It is everywhere you look. We see all this with our kolo eyes. Ye hu pa. Se eniyama bia ne ye hodi ni nyina se na ye ntro. Adan ne ye da sukitem. Eno na wodwen ho na wuntumi nte ase. But the saddest part of it is how we seem so incapable of breaking ourselves free. Eno de ye hard. Minim say ye numi o. Minim say ye laziness o. Minim say ya dwene a block you. Wo a wo hwe me wo sha. E de be nti ne ye nim sa de we na ekunye. Enye nanso ye ntumi nye ho hwe. Wo comment ma ye hu. And so, the question this person called Ellen Sherry is asking is, first of all, how did we get here? To get ourselves into these terrible situations. Ellen bisa semeso. We dey nka obi beka, this is the question for the girls. Komu na eso omu be yi ano, na sem no bisa ne mu odu. And secondly, he sees that the way we handle things, he believes there is no hope. Wakana koma so asem. She is saying this because, as evident as it may seem, our people are even attacking and insulting anyone who dares to break free of the oppression. The same people now, yedi omo ato oppression mu make atro e was spiritual was enkrofo na omo beto slaves na omo de ikono. Obi owu ye bia slave na wawu no. Insurance wo homa yeda so tie omo ka, but omo suffer, sa de omo lose omo family ni de nothing. Up to now, you compensate you obia. Now, all these things are there. You need to. See, knowledge now you open. There is nothing like secret. But as at your team, now we yet to say we become who be bia. Nipe binumu so ekutem. Adi ekum omo na nanom. Omo kite mu bo mo ban no. Let us say ya be mu buo. Let us say wo ye bibia mpo a enye ye. Obaka cha say wo de jai sa mo me manage ni sa. E wo de enye kra eye. Ba bia ya bedu ye nso mu sa. Our brothers and sisters are so caught up in the oppression. They are now acting as the policemen for the slavery system that has kept us down the drain of all humanity for over 6,000 years. So when they say the Bible is 6,000 years and you are defending this square thing and insulting Maame Grace, then I don't know what to tell you. When I say something that somebody is saying this or somebody is saying that or somebody is insulting me, don't think I'm worried. I'm not. I'm not worried at all. I know what I'm doing, and I know it's not going to be easy. Waking people up. Obi wa born no nyane kro metwa wani so wabo adeje aboni jenjen. Ebi kura da mo sleepy walk. Inti no, I know these things. Inti se me ka kire wa ye nye complain. Na ya na me de ka asem na akire. Adi edi yendem sei nipa kitem eda so e defend obi nyane omusi me nyane so kona koda de all ye ne agya ye ho eno de ye nya ye nua ne bi esi ho se buru nua no maye na maye information nti ye ti ye fie so ye nan nyina egu abontin. And those who are getting small butter no mudi na it says a slave trade na obi nya kwan no get into the palace no mo ma no propro wa no na odi a onu no chuku obi omo lidi omo de ko ekuru a omo nim su na sa na yasem na ko yesisi ye won krofo wo ho no a omo no omo gina wo kakra omo benya apodwenti wo ye bibi papa bi a omo mpene omo no ye besomo omo the dogs no a omo didi mfrofro wa no omo no besomo omo so mo nko back at this person. They are making it look like some of us are demons because of what they are eating. Through the torture, we finally accepted to be brainwashed. Yadi to musa muhuro yajunim, mufa parazo, akasha, bibia mufa urum, but a muhuru ni na nkora mufa gogomingum. Ye ma ho kwan because na dey see yeso na no dey say ye be wu ma yase ahyede. Mu de munya de nia mo pa anye yi a mienu bi beka. No ma be redeem ye me jimi di se ne ye nananom, omo ani da so nie. And we got so much into it that we are now acting as defenders of the lies and deception that have kept us slaves for the last 6,000 years. Somewhere who and then na me de baha tribe no ana group no e de ye mfa to ho ma mpacho maka baha mo bi e meka ochire nchire ye nso oye baha ye kan ayi ye te ne ndure ya on tena plem da wadane ayi pacho mo bi e meka nchire ochina se oye baha yesere because omo akoma na ayi nti yesere mu ade ekum yen na de yen to from asonsum eno na egusu a te ho ha. It's looking like we are enjoying this. O de ye manage ni sa ye nya bibi kakra di ni nya atade hye na ye wa asomdwe a ye ntena ho sa na ye tetare ho. So just like Ellen who asked this question, I'm also troubled. My dear Ellen, myself, I am also having that same feeling you are having. Me so my sad. I'm sad oh. Mu ni muntia. I am real ho papa. Inti sometimes I me kasa na me huni amenya me ho. I am worried that in the light of awakening, we seem incapable of fully rescuing ourselves. Ye ka awakening, ye ka saying, ubehwa na another nyame bi ati say ye ka awakening so. Ya brabo ni yesu ni niama ye no. Still I am focused on yeso. Sometimes myself, I'm tired mpo. But if that is okay, then giving up is useless. So wo ko bibi mu na wo bewu na wo feel say wo enye hwe a and you want to mean give you up. Not just give you up are useless. If I'm not afraid to die, I should not be afraid to fight. Not fighting as in it is if I'm not afraid to die, then there is no sense in stopping what I'm doing or stop pushing. So I keep pushing the messages to all of us. Because we sure edru baby na ayete say wo break kwa. Ten fan faso bi emba. Because so many people who try to do something. Kwame Nkrumah no Mugabe no mo Gaddafi, Lucky Dube, all these people they were trying to talk to Africans. So if you look at how this whole thing is going now ayete say faso bi empo nhwe da ni hu. Should we stop? But then I'm kind so if owuo okay there and it doesn't make sense. Say make us a mijai pushy. I will keep pushing. Kinti Ellen, we keep pushing together. And so I have decided to answer her 2 questions like this. Me answer no the way I me feel say. Me to me answer. How did we get here? Was one of her topic. This question has been asked many times. And even I have attempted to create many theories to explain the complexity of the issue. Because how did we get here? I say you reduce it every day. How did they do it? The tough question is, by what strength did Abrofo win and enslave a before for close to 6,000 years? How? With an effective system so strong that even in the light of truth, we can't seem to take ourselves out. Yehu bibia. Familiar the kind or say, oh, ni na wati ni na. Mesisi masuso mati ni na. Yehu ni yati bibia wie. Nenso yehu ni ayenye. If you don't think about this with headaches, with an effort, then you are not an African. When you think about what we are going through and you don't get headaches and you don't want to put a little effort, then you are not an African. Because it's really, really, really disturbing. My answer to you on this is that there was a cosmic covenant. I have said this multiple times. There was an order and an agreement that some over 1 billion years ago, the higher beings of the universe agreed to elevate themselves beyond the physical and create a lower third dimension for a new breed of experiences. Anybody be sorry? We've done this editorial, so you know about this. Maka we bebrebe, so you be a what platform we so maka bebrebe aka say ebinum betimi asom nyame bi, but enye obibini. Ti me ka kire mo say enka mankind couldn't have defeated human beings. Ade amaka di ko di na hwe. Anka enye possible. But sa beings we a umbe create omo kind. Na omo person omo create omo wiase no. Omo hihye bibi omo hihye ni yie, omo di betwi fa nipa so any ahoɔden foforɔ bi a ɛnyɛ nipa ahoɔden ɛno nti no say we wrestle not against flesh and blood. They hold the Bible is ada wiase ni history a ɛyɛ coded na ɛyɛ codes ɛna egum. We read it and translate it like daily graphic ɛne yɛn. So I keep saying that before all these things could happen, no, now there were entities omo tan yen nuanu bia ne ye ne omo yepe a omo tan yen no omo break ye back. Ena e ma de omo create ye ni tumi betwi fa ye so. That agreement or covenant meant that all melanated beings who are not able to upgrade in consciousness into the higher world stand a risk of being colonized by lower vibrations gods of the lower 3D world. Please think deeply about what I just said. Now understand we wrestle not against flesh and blood. And then when you hear apam dadane apam fofra, look no further. Apam is simply a covenant. It is a nyame a obo soro ne asase a onim ni bibia waye covenant na osan beye foforo na osan beye foforo. Enye possible. At nipa dream saying it was a cosmic order. I have done a whole episode about this on this platform. Any melanated being that lowers into the 3D world stands a risk of being ruled by the gods of that world. We don't belong here. And until that the more Africans try say get closer to this kind of God, the more they go further from that God. Can we investigate this? It's from all over the world. People who love spirituality is Africans. Because they are spirit beings, they are gods. That other gods that like them are trying to lower them because they hate them, because Africans took the bold decision to lower and come here and rise again, which they don't want to. So in their own this thing, they find a way to create their kind. They created their kind to use them against us. So when you talk of spirituality, all the heavy songs, all the spiritual songs, emotional songs, love songs, African women that sing so much, so powerfully, because they are gods. In Western world now, the choristers, all the churches, black women, because they are spirit beings. In this case, the new species of being that were created into the lower 3D world were given a copy of that covenant, which was given to them by their higher creator from the council of Elohim, who are the elements that control the 3D world. Intina meka tro so obi mu betumi asom nyame bi wa ha, but enye obi ya. Inti so mo som a me you okay. I only have a problem when you get at me. Eno na me get at you because yenye nipa kro. And I understand that one. Inti enya ade a me beka say obi anya de ame ya na obi entie de amitie da bi. Inti na platform no, you have every right to watch or not. Again, me say wuti afa de resonate with you. Na fa ko enye by force. When you look at these people that owns this 3D world, these people that they created, these people that the creation created, they don't see spirituality as we see them. They see it as metaphysics. So they don't lower themselves to worship anything. Inti ya brofo kakra bi ena ye onso mo sun bibi. They don't actually worship things because omo hunu say eye metaphysics. Omo mpo ese se omo sum no. Sa na omo hunu na wo ense se wo sum. Kwasoa we wo wapampam dedenden. Ye ya na ye de church ni su firi ha e de kokodom. So the covenant was signed and the lower third dimension earth was closed and shut from all higher beings. Omo wie ya na omo silitum na omo kan ye into prison ha. So you are in the world of your enemies. You have to humble yourself to survive. Your higher energy or your higher beings cannot come to help you here. You have to stretch your hands to reach them to help you. because ahano ye closely for the beings that can help the melanated people. We have to stretch ourselves and get there so they can take us out of the earth that we don't belong to. Na haso na ye enjoy pa. Ye doha keke. Aha ye dekeke. Inti, your enemy know that you have to raise your hands and reach up there for them to help you because they cannot come here. The covenant has closed the system for them. So you have to work on yourself and get there. But your enemy has twisted the whole truth that you raise your hands for salvation and bow down to worship. Just say, just say, bow down, na kahase. Worship. Donate your soul. That will connect your spirit to your higher beings, Or say donate that soul, and remain a soulless being like them. Na ye earthbound. And na ye pampas aniyama way. The third dimensional world fell under the control of Elohims, who made themselves gods. Ewo ye triso. Omo aye omo ho anyame wo ye so. And no more lucky omo beba beboa yen wa ha. And no more disorganize your system no. E de aka ho nti yakaha ye ni ba bia ye ko. Omo lucky yen here in prison. Unfortunately for us, some higher beings were enticed and started lusting for the pleasures of the lower vibrations, third dimension. So much so that they decided to break the covenant and enter the earth, from which they were bound from entering by the covenant. Enti ebinom de omo ye enticed, they even enjoy omo person omo force no omo bra na bi be wura hanom say. Omo breaking the bound and omo enter assassin so. They were the fallen angels, you people say. Again, there was another race of melanated beings who could not ascend at the beginning of the covenant and were kept in the lower vibrations of the earth. Ebinum so kaha. Should we call this an entities or these beings here make am yenu? Yen from opportunity and I am from so omo ye trouble e de maye as black people. Mama beings mienu omo a breaking rules aba ha say. It is saying as melanated people who sa nkrofo yi. Ye hu omo so opportunity for us and I say ye hu omo so omo ye trouble for us. So these melanated beings who could not ascend are a before and have been suffering on earth since. Then the fallen higher being who also got enticed by the pleasures of the earth and descended from their throne into the earth to marry and have children with the melanated beings, to give birth to spirits and family gods that have formed a group of higher beings in the ethereal fighting to liberate their own. Almost so omo ye trouble mayen and omo ye opportunity e de mayen. And so it's like a poor man who once got money and became rich. So he moved his entire family from the poor slums to a luxurious residential area. Se sa na nkrofo we no omo situation na kwakoye. Enti wan hu said ya ebibifo ni suban ni bia kwakoye. Enti omo ka ha ni bi abenya a higher beings ene omo start a creative for ye hu ye ho sa na. Ena omo apagya yen ahia omomom enso omo apagya yen de yan akogu baabi. So omo ne yen bebo bra ne sa ama na ye ne ahwehwe kwan ye be fa so akọ ye hu ye ho sa na. Nanso omo mana na omo ne omo wo hia ni mu ansa na sa abofo e ba na be fa omo na omo de omo akọ baabi foforo no eye wo kwa na omo afe buga life no na omo pese omo kọ omo nanfofo na omo gya omo wo buga line no ho nti fa ne se bibifo no su no ana nipa no emu ache mienu na ba akunie buga fo no ho na ba akọ omo atumi apagya omo mu kakra. But some of the children occasionally miss the rough life and their ghetto friends in the slum. And so they usually run from the residential area back to the slums to play and have fun. Now, two scenarios into measure way. Unfortunately for the earth, it is a restricted planet where no one gets in or goes out alive. Inti me ma scenario bi na wa calculate inti se okoslam ho na obesanya ba sa na sase nete ana ba bia wakodi no waka ho say na the whole thing it I want you to calculate this You only come in without memory or your higher self through a woman and live on earth as a normal being. When you go slam honum na chese wako portal, you lose your memory. Unkai baby a feeling power buy. Is that a before problem? No supernatural powers, no psychic abilities. You lose everything when you come here to the slum. So the question of how did all these happen? It is written. It was a covenant, a cosmic order that a before ascended and left this planet. However, some of us with lower vibes stayed. Said ye binum si awaking, yenja religion to na ebi muso say yentinam na yenye say sa na koye ye split into two. Omo beka na kae, omo beko no so ekoye. And now we are suffering under the covenant. That is why the God of the Bible sees a before as sinners by birth. Because what force it and wabaha known as Gentiles. Why are you a sinner by birth? Because who breaking forth, who decided to obey until you are not part of the covenant. That is why you are called a Gentile. Until you say omuku aboa wewu no, wewu di na sa omo nwe, omo fama Gentiles no omo nwe. We na omo kan na obi de a yes ni tiri so, ye de wo Israel God. And so that the obedi ni the obeda kro ni bi. Israel God in fi no. We don't understand nothing. No amount of righteousness can matter in the eyes of the Elohims of this world. Obibinitie. I don't know why you think praying would cancel a covenant or set you free from a slavery. Who told you this? Na wo she covenant ni muchina, covenant keeping God covenant. Wa na wo she muchina tena ho. Is there hope for us as black people? That is what Ellen is asking. I know there will be some way for me to say this, especially for someone who has been fighting for my people to be elevated into their element. But the truth is, there is no hope for a bibifo. For now, there is no hope. Why am I saying this? You're ready. I'm telling you, sir, omo the covenant ni bi beto omo bibini so on sign free mpo obekwa kodi ba ku na ekunu nechi. Until I'm saying there is no hope. I know this is sad, but it's a cosmic truth. No kure trudo na make a. I will never lie openly. But for now, no hope. Why do I say this? And I make sure say yes, say the bibia to one maybe before. Because this baby I was to say the earth shifted for our favor. Still, yet to hear a train Jesus. And he na hope no. Ye behavior ni ye suman. Emma ye who said there is no hope. Inti hona make us free. Ye ready. The kind of genes that are operating in the modern black man is not a natural gene, maka. They change your name, your language, your culture, your food, your way of life. They change everything. And I'm the bar half one. A example, ma almost dive into the sea just for food. And now more organs society. I fed you almost what? No more being our organs and assassin. Ya ye mana master saying. Said I'm a catcher. Sunday name you Anna John was spiritual one. May say. Adia be a would train you home with you become that thing. Say, see, I had to say you're training your home with all this trash. Into that Sani Yababe into ye nim ye home pobium. We have been bioengineered into different species by food, medicine, environment, and mindset. The Bible itself would tell you say a change of mindset. And so ye entias ye po. Ye ni adwen sakra. Ewo bibia ho nti obibini te ho ohun ni hu biom ombuni hu po. The species of melanated people we have now are not the original beings. If you don't believe me, check your shape, check your body, check your language. Say see as we speak, the entire African continent doesn't have one language. We have to speak somebody's language. If not, you won't even understand me in Kenya, South Africa, Nairobi, where. You won't understand me if I don't speak English. We don't have a common language for melanated people. It's so sad, eh? It's so sad. Our minds are not the minds of our ancestors who existed a million years before us. No. Many higher Elohims have made several changes to our bodies and minds to the extent that they have created their black people who think and genetically behave per their programming. When I say I am the true bloodliner, if you don't understand, no, I'm born a tough and they are we. Omo making so many species, a lot of containers, a lot of goons are among us, representing us as blacks. Omo no mu chusu edetototo omu ndwuma ne omu niame nyina no enu nti na melanated person or ye full African with African genetics, with African gene, with African life. Or status or kasa, they send these containers to go after him or her. Enti upe umpo ni abo utuo. Lucky do be pine and ouye. So Africans don't have fighters. They will send the cankers from Kwame Nkrumah to who? Yenya ni yekuye hu. O de ba football, o de ba sports. Yenya no mu training no mu defeat yen. Serious. So you see? If not, like nobody will fight Nkrumah and fight me. How? How are you fighting me? They will make you feel like you are standing alone. Meanwhile, they are not Africans, but they are like us. How do you kill yourself to liberate yourself? Ekura, any ekura kurani apete kura, any ekura kron. Who is who? We are not the original beings anymore. We have been experimented with so many times and on deep levels that our brain, body, and genes are different from the original Akabulans. Our behaviors will tell you point blank. I'm telling you, Bibinibia Nimnyansa. Bibinibia will never bow to anything. We have our pride in us. Nanka mbeka bibi so mejae. Kwame Nkrumah ma ye fili se ye sikafo mba. Ense se ye adwuma brempo ansa ye didi. But we got some of the genes. Omo ton ye niama ni nyina na omo dane ye hustlers. Because ese so hie ni eni sikani nyina tumi yepe. What be da? Ensa ti akora ni nyina yepe. They will tell you what you need to hear. That they have the agenda for their masters. You share your body type. Ni yendro ni your understanding. Ni obibini pe kasa. The way we become bitterness, it's never our behavior. If you know nyina to so when we aduane no wate bia koma we when we aduane ye nyina didi chance ba akumu. Ye nyina, that's how we were living. To no be ni bi po a. Where from all these wars, ye twemu borders, ye best started building walls. E wo fie no. I just want to stop talking about this before I disgrace myself on set. Because I just feel like crying. My head dull. My head boson, my head bosan. Because some of the things, you know, because they have really worked hard. Because me kasa me ngu me ho ani ma se a. Enye se me gu me ho ani ma se me yi me ho ana me boda mo. Na mesu. Na enye fe se mesu wo set no so because awrehu yie. Condition e wo mu no. Ya ye wo nua gina wo nchen so o mbeku wo ka nokore a onku na wo no unim nokore na wo fi so wodo na wo nua na ye de gina wo no so o ye bibia ate se wo enti wo ku na enye ye. You can't kill yourself to liberate yourself. Enti wo gina ho wo hu tanfo wo pese wo shutu no nso wo nua ne namu asem wo ka ne sei ti se meka tro say there is no hope. Enye easy. Why? Then tina mekasa the Elohims knew that an original Akabulan couldn't be enslaved. They know. It is like enlarging your God. Obibini. To me, enslaving a da. Therefore, changing our genetic makeup and mindset and DNA only means that they have created a new being who is different from the original Akabulen. That is a God cosmically and cannot be enslaved. That is Obibini. Ebia ye adwuma. Ebia ye adwuma o. Ebia ye adwuma amomo ho. Obibini te ya so onye hwe. We know we have to be saved. We know we want to free ourselves. But what is the way forward? Where do we start from? Who freeway, afreeway, say, oh, who shall the cassa as on Nyansa? Yen fra money yen cambo me yen say, Ube Huana watcher or send me a container. I look like you, but I'm not you. Now we say si form. Now what friend is so back a currency, not the way she so not the walk. The new black man can be enslaved. Or no dear so no not joining your pepe to say Ubibini. With his help, he can even protect his slave master. It is almost uncrophonic defend those books. No munya womube kuwa and your fault. They are not Africans. They look like us. They are scavengers. They are vultures. We are eagles. They look like us. They are not us. Omano pra form. Ombedi bibi omuye wudi for. Their heart is dark. Africans are not like that. I am telling you this. Ubetimi a delve akọ back a download 1722 honomo. Na watch Africans. Sesen na omote. They will never do anything bloody, anything stinky, anything basa. All those people doing those things are the scavengers. Impete. Yeah, nkroma. We don't do nyama. Ye ndidi bolem. Ye di moja fresh. Meka moja fresh enye de ye kuku. Akabulan for no. They, like I said, they are eagle. Omu didi from even honey kura no omu eat from rocks. Omu di ade apro. No omu di ade apro. They have a way of training their children. Omu training omu ma to say eagle. Akola ni starting so o nyini na no. Or the ne kosro no we ja akola ni mu. Na akola na nkasa eba no waba be so mu sa no mu training omba obedo koko ofuo no de bi eja ne ba na ne ba na ehwe koko no so na ye be ma ye hu se farming cry ye punishment. Now they've made blacks like it's like the bioengineering of plants. A scientist cannot claim ownership of a natural plant. Never. And no na make no. Scientists in the way creating. Onye natural. We are natural beings. Unless he use a genetic engineering to modify that plant to produce a different species, then that species becomes his. What created you? And ube you be species are not be to me a say worship no. Into all the blacks worshiping, they are not natural beings. Me na make a. In one of my visions, I saw banana and I'm a real hoye. Senti banana na ye di wa Africa hanunie. Emu amba na ye black akesia. Magnesium. Se si ye local banana mpo yenye bi nto. Bibiara adane. Ye wo problem kesie sei. Ye ntumi focus so. Bibi omo beke bia na yeye. Bibi akroso boda na eba ha. Se si omo aduane ne yedi. E na ye spray asase ni nyina. I to say bibi anywhere fire ho. Ade ni sei kọ. E na I say emfo obi a ho ye ntumi nya hwe. I said adasa nkrofo na do so achen yen. Na asofo no be ye dede. Obeku because of Jesus. Asofo yi nyina hu say bibi ese asase ni sei se eburo ni nyina ye yellow. There is something going on. Kwa unsusu akora wo na mahu bi wo forest biom. Ye ka we nyina eno de omo nte yo mbe ye ho hwe da. Nkrofo no do so chen yen. Ade ese na pani te ho no ntumi nya ho hwe na pani no onye pani ofifie ho. Opefie ni se be bo. Sa na akoye te sa African ekwa akoye, sa na Ghana titiri ekwa akoye ye dede. Nso the main thing e wa ye be som ni ntumi som. We are not the natural Akabulan. 90%. Na me ka kire omo nye bia. We only have traces of our ancestors, but we are genetically a new breed of species that is owned by our slave masters. This is why a bibia ubeke biara omonte wotu baby no ye chattes obedidi watem chese bibia obeye bia omo mane ye wo kan nyansasem omo mani pakora ntie. If I continue I will cry. So it's okay. What do you feed your kids with? I didn't know them unuanu mudi. Asem a wuti in there, how do you feel? Me to waso me koma. Yat ye need to ya pass a kuro na say obi anim. So woko forester utunu se bibi assassinin na say aduane na ye di ne mmoa 16 years or kidney problem 16 years when ya goiter 16 years nyade akodo ye hu bi da ye nim se bibi koso ye be ko ye chi ni ya start bibi kakra bi no ye de ye time ni na be defend Jesus ne yakoto se ye bo mpa ye ne ye gya ye nyansa wa akire ye be koto akokoro ye be bia 1 million times ye mpe bibi enye ye butubutu ho ye gu ye nanano mani mase ye ngina hopo no munsa atwen munsa po ma na be kan ye hope no we he with these behaviors me ngina Hawaii na me yesu